There was a time in my life when I felt completely stuck. I had just graduated from university, full of dreams and ambitions, but the reality of finding a job hit me harder than I ever expected. I must have sent out dozens, maybe hundreds of applications. Weeks turned into months, and rejection emails became a routine part of my day. Each one chipped away at my confidence, and soon I began to doubt if I was good enough for anything at all. I remember one particular day vividly. I had an interview for a role I was really excited about, but halfway through I froze. The interviewer asked me a question I hadn't prepared for, and instead of thinking it through, I panicked. I stumbled over my words, my confidence evaporated, and I could see the look on their face. I walked out of that building feeling defeated, certain I'd never figure it out. But then something shifted. I remember sitting in my tiny apartment that night, replaying the day in my mind when it hit me. I had been approaching everything the wrong way. I was so focused on the fear of failing that I wasn't giving myself the chance to learn or grow. That night, I promised myself two things. First, I would stop measuring my worth by whether or not someone hired me. And second, I would treat every rejection as an opportunity to improve. I started small. After every rejection, I'd ask for feedback, no matter how uncomfortable it was to hear. I practiced answering tough interview questions out loud, recording myself to catch the nervous habits I didn't even realize I had. I learned to craft stories about my experiences that highlighted my strengths instead of apologizing for my weaknesses. The turning point came when I decided to stop applying to roles aimlessly and instead focus on building my skills. I volunteered for projects, took free online courses, and even started a blog about the field I wanted to break into. It wasn't just about building my resume. It was about building me up. Eventually, the right opportunity came along. By then, I wasn't just prepared. I was confident. I walked into the interview and owned my story, challenges and all. Not only did I get the job, but I realized I had grown into someone who didn't just chase opportunities. I created them. Looking back, I realized that failure wasn't my enemy. It was my greatest teacher. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that progress often looks like frustration, trial, and error. And sometimes the most important thing you can do is to take a step back, focus on what you can control, and keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps. So if you're in a place where it feels like nothing is going your way, remember this: rejection isn't the end. It's the beginning of a stronger, wiser, more resilient you. Keep showing up, keep learning, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Because one day, you'll look back and realize that every struggle brought you closer to the version of you that was ready to succeed.